All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on a cold, rainy Chicago night.
It's been rainy the last few days.
Yeah,
man.
you know what?
Last like a week.
Yeah.
We've been living in the basement for the last week.
Down by the river.
In a van. Down by the river. That is hands down the best skit on SNL. But I digress. It went from a month of no rain to every day is going to be rain.
Yeah.
And which is kind of crazy because we haven't had any flooding, which you'd think.
No, it hasn't really like downpoured. It's just been like kind of this nice even
and
keel.
steady.
Yeah, it would go on, then it'd go off. Then it'd go on, then it'd go off.
All I got to say is if it rains tomorrow during my golfing,
Not supposed to.
I will be so pissed.
Today,
Well, we're going to throw Pat into the lake.
Yes.
Today's the last day of rain for like
Damn, we're throwing Pepsi
a
in the
long
lake?
time now.
No,
We're
if
supposed to
we
get
said
nice sunny days the rest of
said
the,
Pepsi.
for like the next 7 days.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us here on a wonderful Saturday night pregame. We are excited for this one. It's not, we're not celebrating like we were last week. And if you haven't listened to that awesome podcast, it's a little bit of a shorter one, so you'll enjoy it.
I know I haven't.
Come on!
Celebration, ladies.
Listen, hey, we're starting to move a little bit. We had like 5 new follows on Instagram
I know, I saw that.
on Wednesday. So
Oh,
hey,
baby, 5.
and
I
guess
set
what?
up-
Hey, whoa, guess what? You can follow us on what, Chris?
The YouTubes. I set up 5 burner accounts on Twitter.
They were all very nice young ladies. So if
Looking to catfish us, Chris?
Yeah.
Chris coming to his fake girlfriend.
Mainly Joe.
Mainly Joe.
Mainly Joe.
But you can check us out on the podcast S&P for Twitter and Instagram, or you can reach us at Chris, the SNP podcast at gmail.com. And we are proudly presented to you by DLM Tax and Accounting.
Who are in hibernation for the next few weeks.
Do not probably try to email them or contact them for the next month. No, they are always they're always available. If you're looking for tax or accounting services in the Chicagoland area, check them out. They're
nationwide.
They're a proud sponsor of the Saturday Night Pregame podcast. Chris, that's enough of the business, baby. You're looking a little tired today. I need you to come on. Come on!
I want to introduce our special guest here for the 19th time, Sexy Pepsi.
Woo!
What up?
Wait. New college graduate.
College graduate.
The man, the myth.
It only took
The
him 17
man.
years, guys.
No pants can contain Sexy Pepsi. Is it? That's not right. Is it? It's the belt.
It's the.
That ass is out of this world.
Can you say that word? Can you say that word? In the podcast?
Yes!
Okay. It's the ass. It's the ass that no pants can contain. Is what,
There you
what
go.
it is.
I thought it was no belt can contain.
That too. Nothing can contain it, baby. Nothing can contain it.
I don't think you can go wrong with either one.
No, you're right. This will be my 3rd beer tonight. Now don't judge me, Chris. I see them judging eyes right now.
Dude, you are talking a lot right
The
now.
night only started 25 minutes ago.
It's almost like we're supposed to.
Oh wait, yeah, Chris.
Chris is like a lot of words.
John,
Said.
I want to get your thoughts on this, Chris.
I have been around you the whole entire week, and I need like 5 minutes of good silence from you.
I gave it to you. I already gave
Yeah.
you. I almost said I gave it to you, and I thought that could be construed into some weird stuff, and I didn't, Chris. All right, but I gave
There's
you
your
5
clip
minutes.
right there. He gave it to me. He gave it to me.
We will not use that as a clip. This clip actually took off a little bit. It's good. It's your German accent.
Oh, my
was a hit.
fantastic German accent.
Unbelievable! I could not laugh at that when I
was so
listened.
stupid.
Nothing.
You know-
it's nothing. It's just like Joey going to I feel like you're in Amsterdam and you're about to get raped by somebody. That's what the voice you think you're gonna hear.
I don't know if you can use that word. I
yeah.
think that's a shot right there.
That is a criminal term.
That is a criminal term. Sexual assault, I think, is the more politically correct. But listen,
I sounded like a
I'm so
Nazi
tired about this.
in a comedy.
Yes,
Is what
exactly.
It was like an over exaggerated just.
Because if
Like
somebody-
a closeted gay Nazi or something.
Sure. Okay, Pat.
All right.
That's fantasy is what I'm trying to say, Joe. Okay, if you could just record
Dude,
a
can we
couple
do it
of
again, Joe? Send me a few points.
I got a few things I need you to send.
I'll record it. I'll send you a video later, Pat. I got you.
The
Pat comes
rains
in,
in
he's like, whoa.
Spain fall gently on the plains.
If you're gonna do that, here's a list of things I need you to say. And
Yeah.
record.
In this order, please, specifically.
He just like slides a 20 across the table.
Don't worry about it. Hey, listen, and don't even tell Sarah about it. Don't worry about it. We got this.
It's all in the family.
Everybody's got their
It's
side hustle, baby.
good. It's all in the family. It's all good.
Hey, OnlyFans, Joe. I mean, that could be
Oh,
a thing.
man.
If you could do some like voices that maybe some fun
Oh,
stuff
okay. Yeah.
or
Yeah.
cameos.
cameo. I'll just do them all.
Pepsi has his own OnlyFans.
Don't you be
Oh,
famous
with the
through
booty?
cameo?
Yeah. We should do. I wonder if that's possible. Can you do it without somebody's knowledge? Like, because the amount of times I've seen Patrick's crack, I should be able to do it my own.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say it's a hard no.
Well, think about it. What if I pay him?
Here's the thing.
If you pay him, it's different. But
if you're taking these photos in public, I don't know if there's anything he can do.
That's true.
Remember that guy that used to
Listen, did I just come up with $1 million idea?
Do you remember that guy that used to
for sure.
kneel down behind people who were showing their crack and he was taking photos with them all? Like he was the dude just like showing.
I do not remember this.
Yeah, he was like a huge I don't know, like he was a huge meme for a long time.
Oh
And,
yeah.
yeah.
I know
People loved him. He was always like, just as someone was bending down, you're like, Jesus, this guy's doing this to all these people in public, and they have no idea.
It's not a bad idea. And listen, you never see Sexy Pepsi's face. You just see his pants that are always under his crack.
Exactly. He's like the one. In those it's just shot from like the neck down. Kind of thing.
Baby.
Only in this case, like the crack down.
I don't know. I think you can get in trouble with that.
Well, you know what? Listen, I want you to go home tonight. I want you to
what is it? The kids in Ohio, the like promising football player, they like took a picture of a girl that got like drunk, and then
that's a little different.
But I mean, but Pepsi, you're taking pictures without technically.
Well, if his butt's out in the public. All right, I just went down a road. I'm just kind of
joking. We don't actually plan on doing this, but
you really took that down and boom, blew that one out.
I'm telling you, you're gonna get arrested.
So I'm gonna bring this back on track.
Real question: how much per month are you gonna charge somebody?
To see Pepsi's
at
butt
least
cheeks,
$5
at least $100.
Listen, you're gonna.
I'm saying 5. Yeah.
Yeah, a $5.
$5. Yeah. Don't be
We're not getting a list here.
I got 5 on
Pepsi, how do
it.
you feel about your derriere being worth $5?
We got a theme, and we're sticking
Gotta be
to
at
it.
least worth 10.
I want a cut.
We're starting simple.
Listen, man knows what he's talking about. Listen, he's ready. He's ready to come in on the game.
We don't even have to worry about the law anymore. He's in.
No, exactly.
All right, it's settled. Look out for the S&P OnlyFans. It's going to be
SMP_Sexy Pepsi.
Peter, those gains you saw we just made, we just lost them right there. The conversation just took them down a few notches.
Oh, yeah. They're out. Yeah, those ladies, yeah, you're right. They're out.
They're gone.
These guys are weird.
They were in for the voice, and now they're out.
We're going to have Joe every week have some type of, he can do his Aussie.
I was like,
Story time with Joe.
I was thinking about, I got German and I got Australian. That's about it.
And the curmudgeon old Pat Lynch.
Curmudgeon old Pat Lynch.
That was good.
And a good Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was definitely good Irish. That was definitely good Irish. I tried. I love your mom's accent. It's the best. The first time I ever drove with Pat and his mom took us down to a bar. Me and Chris were in the back. We didn't really know her. We were sitting back there we're almost in tears. We're laughing so hard. Because she has a bat in her hand and she's yelling at people. Billy Club.
Yeah, old Billy Club. The cops used to be.
Well, Patrick. What are you going to do, Mom? I'm going to bit their ass. She's going to take it away from me.
My 5-foot mother, they're going to rip it away and take crap out of her.
That's good times. So, if it's your first time listening to the Saturday Night Pregame, we appreciate you joining us. Usually, when we start the podcast, when we don't go on tangents, which is kind of always now. But we like to
skip how many weeks was. 3 of the 4 weeks, not so good.
For what?
This week? We can all skip that for a minute. Joe, skip
Well, no, but you got to recap like last week, this week. There's a little vibe in here, baby. Come on now, stick to the routine.
I thought the whole point was having no routine. It's like Seinfeld.
Makes a valid point.
This guy.
Even Seinfeld had a script.
Well,
anyways, let's get going.
Thanks for putting the brakes on the
Moving on.
I'm just trying to think. So last Saturday we went from here. Oh, we did. We had.
We got to see the fight.
Yes, that's exactly where I wanted to go, Pat. I want to talk about the fight. Okay. We had an unbelievable dinner. That dinner was phenomenal.
I was thinking about that all week long.
That steak was awesome.
Awesome.
And then we went and watched. We walked up to the bar as Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder was already in the ring, but they were walking up to fight. And that fight, hands down, was the best out of the 3. I thought.
Oh man, yeah.
I didn't see the first one.
The first one was so exciting at the end.
Yeah.
But you know what? The first one felt like it could have won. It literally could have ended in any way. Could have went, either way. Could have been a knockout. Like you were looking for Deontay Wilder to knock out Fury. That's what I felt like. I was waiting the whole time for him to just get knocked out. And Tyson Fury, this one, you knew like it was a good fight, but you knew he owned that fight. and he's just a better boxer.
Once he got up from the one round where he got knocked down twice, like as the later it got, you're like, this is not. Like, the later it got, the worse it was for Wilder.
It was definitely like, I want to say it looked sloppy, but it was so planned. Like they were punching each other in the back of the head so much.
Yes, it was a very.
It was like a dirty boxing, but it was understood both guys are doing it, and I feel like it's also just like it's gonna happen given the size. Yeah. Like you almost can't when you're that big and your arms are that long.
And I think Fury's plan was to just literally lay on top of Wilder.
Well, he weighed like 40
yes,
pounds in him.
Yeah. And the only sore spot of the fight I think was the sportsmanship at the end.
The walkout at the end, yeah.
Like, and then you heard the recordings like, I don't respect you. And it's like, dude, I get it.
He said that to him?
Oh, yeah, there's recordings. I don't respect you.
All I know is that he didn't want to show sportsmanship is what Wilder said in the interview. Fury said in the after-fight interview.
He did come out.
Yeah, yesterday, but it went with like a half sentence, like, congrats to F you, dude. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, you know, people fight, and at the end, it's, hey, you were the better person. You're the better fighter. Get over it. Like,
I heard people saying that he did it because he had never lost before.
Well, learn how to lose.
And it's a thing where he doesn't know how to lose yet.
Yeah.
It's almost like, I mean, it's definitely an immaturity thing, but it's also like he's almost been so good the whole time that he's never had to lose. People said that about Mike Tyson. After he lost, they're like, he never really lost before, and so he didn't handle it.
He also never really recovered well.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're saying like that loss broke him, and he just didn't know how to handle loss.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see that from Fury. I think, or not. From
Wilder said that on Joe Rogan.
I think he's done.
What was that? Or the
talking shit about Mike Tyson, where he's like, once he lost, it made huge news, at least in boxing.
Yeah,
because that was his trainer for a long time.
Well, I think that what Joe was talking about before the fight, that Wilder's talking about retirement. I think he's done. I don't think he's fighting again.
He seems like he wants to keep fighting. Yeah. He's on a 6 month, like everybody's saying 6 month suspension, but it's like medical leave. It's saying like you have to recover.
Well, he also broke his hand.
Yeah,
there's no way he's getting another fight against Fury.
No,
that's over. Yeah,
but I mean he'll probably like. Let's be honest. He's still got ridiculous power. He showed a jab that if he incorporates is really gonna.
And the body stuff, he just didn't like. If he would have kept doing the body, it would have made a difference. But it wasn't his game.
He's still gonna beat everyone else. I feel like.
If he decides to keep doing
it. Yep. Yeah.
Well, like what is Joshua fit? The other guy,
Joshua's getting a rematch with the guy now.
Yeah. So Joshua has to win that fight.
And then Tyson Fury's supposed to fight somebody else.
Or he can wait for Joshua.
No,
he's got to fight.
They were saying that the one commission was going to force him to fight the other guy before.
Oh, really?
Waiting out the fight.
Yeah, but I don't think he's worried about it though.
Yeah, there's no one beating Fury.
Yeah,
the one guy that you're right.
Sorry, I just thought about you guys talking about how like big he was.
Yeah. Oh, and that back fat.
But I saw this photo this week of it saying, and he was wearing like. You know those trunks that James Bond was wearing when he came out, like Daniel Craig came up the beach? It was like the big photo. He was wearing those same ones, but he had like all this flub, and it's like, there's no denying that this man is the epitome of physical, like, ultimateness, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, he's so good. Like, yes, he's got all that flub, but goddamn, is he an athlete that just doesn't quit.
Cardio for days.
Oh, my God.
Days. He didn't look winded at the end of that fight. He looks like he could have won another 5 rounds if he wanted.
Yeah.
It's very surprising, You think he would get gassed.
Here's the thing, though. It's because he gained all that weight. Most of that is skin. Like, if you saw him before he gained all this weight and kind of became this huge deal again, he was a very lean guy. He had, like, a bit of a six-pack. Like,
oh, nice.
It's just all that skin now.
I think also part of it, if you watch the way he fights, he's not, like, really... He's not like Wilder's going to punch himself out. Like, he's very measured in his punches.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, his is a power punch, and he's going to wind himself, like, as the fight goes on.
Yep.
But goddamn, Wilder didn't go down until his lights were literally knocked out. Yeah. That dude stood up like, you can't say... That dude is a tough, tough
He
guy.
could really see out of his eye.
Oh,
but
man.
You know the worst part of it is they were like giving him credit for that and his crowd and like his corner for not throwing in the towel. The corner that is there to protect you against yourself from yourself.
Yeah, but I think
I know he wants to die in his shield, but there's you got to know I get it. It's also one punch.
Yeah,
but you got to think. All right, what's the long term game?
I mean, what if he went down and hit his head on the canvas? That's double.
I will say this. You guys are right in that. But given how he's literally knocked everyone out, he is one of the boxers that has to worry about that the least in his career. Like, he's gotten hit probably the least
I get that.
in terms of that. So it's not like, it's like a month or, I don't know. I feel like football guys have to deal with that more. Like, they're, professional football players.
No, but he could have. I mean, he's got 6 months already at this point.
Yeah. Any
of those, like an eye injury, a nose, something that could have been seriously, and at that point where he had nothing in the.
You're right. Yeah.
After 9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
Fury was sitting on him and dirty, like coming out of those jabs. He was
throwing these like beautiful tight uppercuts. Like that was most of his game.
Also, he knows his hand's broken. You're also sending him out there with one hand
and one eye, because you by the 11th he could have one eye.
He's so swollen. But you know what that is? That's the best type of jab. Somebody who works the jab so much is like that one eye always gets swollen because it's like that opposite. Man, dude, Fury is so technically sound and
it's ridiculous.
It's insane.
You walked out of that fight.
You don't see that in guys that size.
And how do you feel, Chris?
That's why the one guy beat Anthony Joshua. He was a cruiserweight, and he was technically sound. That's why he beat him by decision.
Oh.
That's what I read about.
Yeah, he is. He's a Russian boxer.
Those technically sound guys seem to do pretty well in boxing.
It's almost cartoony, like how the Russians are.
Yeah.
Like, everything is so robotic and just like... You could watch a guy fight and go, that guy's Russian. Yeah. Just by the way they throw their punches. It's like robotic.
So technical. Mm-hmm. It's unbelievable. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, Tyson. The only hope is Tyson Fury. There's somebody out there that keeps him interested because he's one of the best, if not the best ever.
After Joshua or this next guy that he's gonna fight, I don't know if there's a big name to keep him.
They're bring the Klitschko brothers back. He's gonna fight both of them at the same time.
At the same time. He absolutely loved beating the Klitschko brothers.
Who didn't? Those guys were like robotic too.
Yeah, it was so boring. They were so boring.
Yeah. I box 2 nights and then I go home.
He fights.
I stick my hand out. The guy walks into my hand. That's it.
Oh, that would be so great if he actually fought one of the Logan brothers.
That's probably the most money he would make. I mean, he did make like 20 or 30
they'd be like up to him. They'd be like it was like barely.
No, there's no way it would happen.
He could be like one-handed and beat the crap out of those guys.
It would be, yeah.
I would take him left-handed against those two. Either one of them.
There's no way they'd fight in the same. Yeah, no.
Well, they're also the height and weight.
I think he would just slap. I think honestly,
that's the only fight I could see him something cartoony like that.
I think
he
could slap him out.
Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen the video of Deontay Wilder? There's like this guy that was going on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
he was.
That guy. Okay, that guy.
No, let's explain it.
Yes,
Chris.
So there's this guy that was on YouTube that was like going around and like trying to box people. So like he would go to like LA Fitness or
going to gyms,
toss him a pair of gloves, and then he would like, you ready to go and just like start sucker punching before like anybody had a chance to like do anything. So he kept calling out Deontay Wilder, saying like Deontay Wilder was garbage.
He was saying stuff about his daughter.
Yeah, he was talking mad trash, like leaving him voicemails. Somehow got his number, leaving him voicemails. So Deontay Wilder finally invited him to a gym. Deontay Wilder put a left-handed glove on his right hand. Deck bro, and bro was like, no. Like there's a video, like you can go see the video, and Deontay Wilder is just left-handed glove, wrong glove on the wrong hand, just trying to go at this guy. It may have even been his left hand with the right hand glove. I can't remember.
Yeah,
but he was going at this guy like, I'm going to destroy you.
He didn't knock him out. Like that guy was he's such a wiry, just scumbag looking dude too.
Yeah, he is. There's some other guy that's literally like...
You were waiting for Deontay, and guys were starting to pull off. His trainer at the end of it goes...
Well, no, like he was...
Two guys like pulled him off at the end, right? 2 or 3 guys. And they couldn't stop him. Like he was too big, they couldn't stop him.
Oh, yeah.
And he was ready to swing, and the guy ran out the door, and the trainer's like, dude, you need to stop. He's like, you can't stop. He's like, I know, that's the problem. And Deontay just started laughing. Like,
there was there was like 2 or 3 chances, I think, in that thing where like Deontay Wilder was just like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
He gave him the chance to leave, and like the guy would like start walking away and then come back.
He would come back
he would
try and swing on him.
Yeah, try to sucker punch
That's all he did is sucker punch.
There's some other guy that literally like goes around like, there's another guy who's built like YouTube videos off just going around and egging this guy on. Like he's found out where he lives because he lives with his parents. He goes like the parents' house And like
this is where the internet just like blows your mind because it's like one troll being trolled by another troll.
Yeah, I didn't know about that guy.
Yeah, that's all hilarious.
It's like the inception of trolling.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
And hey, I just like to invite. Thanks for coming to the podcast today.
I tried.
Look at that. Look at that.
But
that was great.
True gem of the internet.
I mean, look it up. It is hilarious.
Easily worth watching.
So Joe, you're probably the only one who didn't have the at least a little bit of a week. Like, how was your week?
It was all right.
Yeah.
It was
As tax accountants, we worked till midnight every night. Went to bed and up at 5 in the morning. It was a miserable week, so we don't really have much to talk about that way. But Joe might have a life still. Anything fun and exciting? Anything that you took out of the news?
Joseph.
What's that?
Did you look at the news?
I did look at the news.
Is there anything really going on that's like, something?
I heard a sports thing. I heard a sports thing that maybe you guys know about. Have you guys heard about Adam Schefter and his whole email situation?
Yes.
I read into that because I was like, I didn't understand what was going on. Like,
he's like I didn't know that he is such a POS. So
can you guys elaborate on this? Because there's a lot I didn't get just from context of not really knowing.
I didn't hear about Schefter's.
All I heard was Schefter was mixed in with the Gruden emails. I don't know what about it though.
So Schefter forces the hand of a lot of people. Like he will kind of know a story, and he will force the hand of the people who have his story. So like when Brett Favre was sending in genital pics to the woman,
the naughty pics.
Yep.
Yeah.
He kind of forced that situation. He was deep into it, and he kind of made some stuff up. And even on the woman, said that the woman was working with the NFL and that all this stuff, and kind of forced her hand to now she has to work with the NFL. And Schefter is knee deep and very conniving, dirty reporting. In the Washington, there's some type of scandal going on.
Is that where the Josh? Is that his name? Or John Gruden?
No, he's with the Raiders. Yeah. So, and they've also. I didn't really get into that either.
Washington had a toxic
he's done. John Gruden is done.
But is he not? I thought I heard something that he was also intertwined with the Washington.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, with Bruce Allen.
Washington has a long history of being a pretty horrible, really run organization.
Yeah, and his brother Jay Gruden was there. And what I'm sure has happened is there's emails. So there's some type of suit going on with the Washington Redskins or Washington football team, and I'm sure they've had to release a bunch of emails.
No, they have because when they had the suit for someone who was accused of sexually being harassed there. They launched an investigation, and this investigation is bringing up they're going through all these emails.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. And then and Adam Schefter's getting his hands on these emails. And he's the one who's, blowing all this stuff up.
He's putting this out there.
Oh, yeah. He's putting a lot of this stuff out there. Oh. And he's one of those guys who, is kind of a dirty reporter. His stuff is not always, verified, backed up. A lot of the stuff with John Gruden, I don't think we haven't really seen the emails. I think it's more or less hey, they've heard that he's
Okay, so this is what I was going to ask. Because I kept reading, these emails are so bad. These emails are so bad. Mm-hmm. I try to look up what some of these emails... There's very little about what's literally written.
They haven't actually been released.
Oh, yeah. So it's just him saying this is what's
There's people reporting this.
Oh.
Yeah. How about this? So his last game will be a loss to the Chicago Bears. How about that?
Pat Lynch loves that fact.
A little bit.
That's an S&P fact for you people.
I thought he was fired. I didn't even know he was
he resigned.
Here's the thing. So it's a good. I guess it's a kind
they
of.
They probably gave him that option.
So wait, because this guy is saying, "Man, these emails are so bad. You have no idea how bad these emails are."
Well, there's some hints at some of the stuff that has been said.
I wonder if he keeps his money.
Again, you'll never know because they're not going to talk about the deal. I'm sure they came together and said, "Hey," because he had a 10-year, $10 million contract.
He's 4 years into it only.
Yeah, and those are guaranteed. They're not like the players' contracts. Those are guaranteed. So I'm sure they came to
some sort of agreement.
Yes, because they could have fired him and he would have got nothing. I'm guessing at that point.
Yeah,
but
not even at all at that point.
No, I don't think if you get fired, if Joe got fired, he's not getting a salary the rest of the year.
But he's on a contract like that.
Yeah, Joe does.
Joe's probably got a year's
contract. So you
contract,
think it's kind of like a player's contract?
I think he's it's a contract. I think whatever.
You know what? Honestly, I'm not sure. So you could be right, Pat. I'm not going to try to argue either way on this because I have no idea. Yeah. But so he went to. They probably all met together and were like, "Hey, John, you can still be with the team, but hey, you can't coach anymore." Something like that. Where we'll pay you out. We'll pay you some money. Mm-hmm. Let's just get out of this. You don't want to be here. Because here's the thing. When I first started hearing the stuff that he was saying, it was mostly kind of innuendo, like racial innuendos, which it's not good at all. And so they were calling him racist.
I did hear about some like women getting taken photos of that were topless.
But that was Washington.
Oh, that's
he was supposed to have disparaging remarks on female NFL officials, females becoming NFL officials.
And then the union president, who's African American, he was saying some bad. These were all 10 years.
Trash Goodell too.
Yeah, these were all 10 years ago though. Like that's my only little bit like
interesting thing. Yeah.
Like what do you like?
Maybe he's got new emails.
How do you treat? Yeah,
emails from 10 years when he's not even in the league anymore. Or he wasn't in the league for so long. Like
he was on ESPN during this time.
Yeah. I don't know. I know what you do, but I get it. It doesn't look good, so it's easier just to say, "Hey, John, you got to go." But at the same time, like, should you be punished for things that you did 10 years ago? You might be a different person.
So I would think that like that's kind of how I would hope like an altruistic outlook on that, but
I know you're right. This is not.
But it's also realistic. Like maybe he's still like that, and people are like, oh shit, like this is. People. This is 10 years ago, but
and you're like, he's
still like this now. Who knows what's going to come out recent? So we just got to cut. I wouldn't be surprised if that.
They had him on Hard Knocks a couple years ago, and like none of that email is like surprised me when you see his personality with his players and stuff. Like, it didn't surprise me.
Wow, that's good.
Like he's not. Like, I mean, he's not bad, but you can just tell he likes to joke. He's kind of like jokes around. And it says he might not
inappropriate stuff.
He might not mean it. Like he might not really mean it, but he's saying things that. To certain people are very offensive.
He's also like an older generation. Yeah. That's just how they kind of are. And, and especially amongst themselves.
And they
not to say like, and I'm sure.
That's just how they talk, and it's not like. Yeah. And yes, it's not right. Like they need to understand, like you can't, things change and you can't say it. But at the same time, it's like, it's very hard to convince them that they're like, hey, I know you're joking, but that's an inappropriate joke.
I'm sure all my parents say things that you guys are like, I can't say it. Don't.
Yeah. And it's not even like it's a generation thing. It's an obliviousness thing. Like Chris Stefano has a great like he always talks about his dad. He'll say like all the racist shit, but then like when the hurricanes hit, he took in like a Hispanic family, and the way he talks, you would think he hates Hispanic people, but it's like no, that's just how he talks. Like. That's how you jibe each other and like talk shit, and it's just a different era. And now you can't say those things because you're trying to get better.
It immediately goes to, but again, if it's hurting somebody's, like if even if you're not meaning to hurt somebody, but if you're saying something that hurts them, you gotta 100%. You gotta think about it that way.
And that's the thing that they don't understand. It's like how do other people take it?
That's it. Yeah. Because.
We're so much way better with after the internet.
Yes, where they were like, hey, like, listen, it was more, do I feel good? Okay, then that's all that matters. Where now we're thinking more like, hey, what is our, what are we doing to somebody else? Kind of like, hey, I get that you want your personal freedoms. At the same time, like, we can also be friendly and think about what other people think.
It's like, if I had said something to you that like jibbed you the wrong way, now you could say like, "Hey man, that kind of hurts," or like,
"Could you?
Can you
And as adults, we can have that conversation. Yeah. Where back in the day, it was like, if somebody offended you, there was two ways to solve it.
It was a mentality thing. It was like either you're cool with it or, oh, how dare you? And I mean, how many times did fights used to break out back then? Like that's just how they did it. And then no cops were called. It was just like, oh, my dad has so many fight stories about like that.
That's dad talks about, and you look at past dad now, and you're like, what? Mm-hmm. I'm sure our dad had fights all the time.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. This is like a very hot topic. I don't know if you saw Theo Vaughn and Mark Norman had like a podcast this week. Okay. And it was a fine enough podcast, but you could tell like when Theo Vaughn, if he is on, he's the funniest guy in the room. Uh-huh. But when he's wants to be like a little bit more serious, and like Mark Norman's just kind of like a goof.
Yeah.
It was very weird, and they were getting into some like kind of like political hot topic button things that were going on. And then Joe Rogan had a podcast with the CNN. Yeah. And everybody's talking about that too because he went hard in the paint. Joe doesn't ever go hard in the paint. He was like, "You guys were giving me this. You guys were doing this.
Why did you guys?" He literally goes, Why did your network lie and say I was taking horse medication?" He goes, it's not.
But evidently, that's like a small clip. They're saying like they're saying the whole podcast. He had a good conversation with the guy.
I listened to a lot of it, I think it's just headlines blowing it up for this 1-2 minute clip.
Yep.
Because they had
a wonderful conversation. That's how Joe is, though.
My perception of it, though, is so different because I'm even hearing CNN being like, Sanjay Gupta went into the Lion's Den. That's one of the top headlines. The Lion's Den. Talked to Joe. There was no convincing him. From my perspective, listening.
Wait, there was no convincing him that Joe Rogan takes horse tranquilizers?
No. But
Who doesn't?
Joe
Had a
Rogan.
bad day? They still good.
That Joe Rogan didn't listen to
that's
anything Sanjay Gupta said, and he's like, oh, he's still this crazy person that's like, don't take the vaccine.
Who? Sanjay Gupta?
No, Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan's anti-vax now?
Well, that's what people are saying, right?
Oh.
And so.
Hey, welcome to the podcast again, Bud. I appreciate it.
And so, but
Chris has woke up from a little nap.
At least when I listened to
my brain was fried for a hot second.
You know what though? I'm not even.
I know talk so good.
I can't do 3-hour podcasts.
Words are hard. I didn't listen to all of it.
You can break them up into seconds.
I know you're right. You can.
Sometimes I do that if I really like it, but
I don't know why. I'm so I all those podcasts are just.
So we're going 3 hours tonight, then, right?
I need Joe to give me a weekly update on the bad things that are happening with Joe Rogan.
Here's
him taking horse tranquilizers, him fighting Sanjay Gupta.
Pat's ready to get the beers going. All right, so tonight we
I didn't realize Joe Rogan was the fucking devil.
Mr. Peanut.
It's all about them headlines, baby.
Who wants to dig in first? The mystery.
So Pat is the best. Pat, whenever he's got his mind made up, he wants to get the beers going.
When it's a Pat Lynch segment, you can turn it off. This is a Pat Lynch segment. Fast forward 5 minutes.
Pat, tell us about the segment, please.
I got a bunch of beers we've had left over from my fridge to try to get an effort to get them out, so we don't have a year-old summer shandy down there or something like that.
You mean
it's still good a year later?
I know I had one earlier tonight.
Yeah.
So everybody can grab one out of here, and what you get, you drink. Nothing's terrible in here. I'm not giving you guys there's no Smirnoff.
If I get a Bud Light seltzer, I'm throwing it in.
I was gonna say you should have. I
have a special bag. I have a special bag of Zimnas for you.
We're 31 minutes in. We iced you so fucking hard, and it was hilarious.
It was the best.
It was so good.
Nobody will beat the one with John Jacobs' girlfriend, where the first time I met her, she iced me. I'm like, oh, John, so I got this for you. I'm like, God damn it, who is this bitch?
I even love that Katrina was like, no! It was,
You know what kind of I was thinking about, since we're already in October in the summer. I don't remember the summer.
I know, neither do I.
I feel bad about that. I don't like that at all.
I heard about people going to the beaches and stuff, and I just didn't
We didn't do anything. What did we do this summer? We went to Seattle and
that was
Philadelphia.
Nice.
Philadelphia
for a wedding.
Yeah, but what did we do?
Yeah.
I have more.
Here in Chicago, nothing.
I had more experience during COVID time. I remember thinking we did all these drinking in Pat's basement.
I was just thinking about when you guys did up the basement to look like Lottie's.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that's a memory I'm never gonna forget.
We had so many more
Katrina.
We went to two Cubs games
this year.
In the summertime in July, we went to a Friday day game. We did the Saturday night game.
Yep. We might have drank too much. That might have been the issue.
No, we really didn't.
What's a Green Day?
I think a lot of those are huge events, but it's on a regular weekend there was no going out. It was still kind of.
We went out most weekends. It was very tame for a lot of the summer.
But that's what I'm saying.
You guys played with sparklers and Pat Lynch's alley.
All right, hey, let's get into this back. Come on, baby.
They were really sweet sparklers.
Oh, you're right. The 4th of July was fun.
where my neighbors will hold my beer, and then they just.
They put.
I got a Samuel Adams Jacko. Pat had the bag, and I like this beer, so Pat had the bag open. I was like, I'll just take that one.
Yeah.
Close your eyes, ladies. Close your eyes. Get in here, Joe. Come on, baby.
Joe's next. Sure.
What do you get, Joseph? Feel around in there. Get all nice and deep,
I like to trade mine for a player to be named later.
No.
Ooh!
Oh wow! I really thought I was.
What did you get, Joseph?
I got the
Pepsi
Summer Shandy.
Merry Christmas.
Not even a year old yet.
Oh.
I really thought.
Oh, he's got the Coors Pure.
Oh.
Sexy Pepsi with the Pure. And I man the myth, the legend over here.
Oh, he's gonna like it.
Yes!
Wow!
And I will.
Can I trade?
All right, and Patrick.
Oh,
he
baby.
knows he's feeling it.
We go with
The old style was calling my
I feel
name.
like Pat knows it.
Hey!
the unselected ones were a Coors Light.
Wow.
And a Stella Artois.
Ooh.
Thank God.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like a lot of us got a lot of what we would like.
Hell yeah.
I really thought this was gonna be way worse.
I know, me too.
I
Pat
think-
could have made. You know what? Pat's a good guy.
I legitimately thought I was grabbing a Bud Light seltzer.
Pat's a good guy.
No, that's what his best. Pepsi's
Pepsi's the closest, to it.
Yeah.
Joe, where are we at, Pepe?
34 minutes.
Ooh, we got time to talk to my boy Chris here. All right, so I'm we've been kind of slacking on the podcast, getting the good stories, getting some feel goods. We got to get to the Joe C. Lock of the century of the week.
Did you win last week?
Oh yeah, baby.
Just
barely. It's Patriots. If he would have chosen the points, not have been good.
No. Never picked the point.
And don't pick the under either. Don't listen to Chris Tig Ol Bitties last weekend. They
Whoa.
were going to help you out.
Oh, sweet mother! If you know what's the best part? Chris said in the podcast. Chris said, "Go the opposite." You would have made money. You would have made lots of money.
That'll be
You guys don't listen to me.
That'll be the Peter McGraw stock tip of the week next week.
Pat.
Ooh, too soon. You got
soon.
angry.
So don't. This guy over here. He's like, why don't you tell me what you're doing so I can go the opposite? Like, Pat,
we're gonna apologize. We're gonna go dark for a few minutes
yeah, we gotta play Stone Cold City Boston.
as we stomp a mud hole in Pat Lynch's ass.
It's just like nice elevator music. You see silhouettes, just one dude
just getting.
Some dude like really jumps up in the air, drops an elbow.
So this week too, I'm gonna be working on I have a lot of ideas for the podcast.
A lot of ideas.
Tremendous, Chris.
Huge.
We're gonna. YouTube has a ton of free music we put on the podcast. So I'm gonna find this like an opening song.
Oh, okay.
Like Andrew WK.
Can you do that again?
No,
Come on, that was great.
It's a one time.
We can record that.
That would have been our clip. That could be our clip for the week.
That could be the clip for the week.
That's gonna be a lot of dislikes in that one.
That could be the intro.
It's all us disliking it. All right, where do we want to start? There's a lot of good, a lot of happy ones here.
Oh, terrific.
Well, don't end on a sad one.
That's a good call. But this is a good. Would you?
Okay.
Would you do this? Would you be the same? And be honest. Yeah. So and I don't know if I'm going to say this, but a Liberian teen.
Like Liberian or Liberian?
Liberian.
Oh, Liberian. Okay.
Like the country of Libya.
I think
Liberian.
I would go Liberian.
Liberian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, this is
a libertarian.
We all had Catholic or schooling. It's not.
We don't speak so good.
I'm convinced this is an African nation.
Bad.
I do not need to look it up on a map.
So bad at geography.
No, I get that, but I'm saying we're definitely not saying the name right. I think. Teen finds $50,000 on the road. Like he saw $50,000. He saw a chunk of money fall out of off a motorcycle. He stops and picks it up.
Yep.
Gives it to his grandmother.
Yep.
And told her, "We'll wait for if anybody claims this." And the business owners whose money that was goes on the radio and pleads for the person to bring it back. And this 17-year-old kid gives him the money back. Gives this lady the money back. And he's being half the country is celebrating him as a hero. Mm-hmm. The other half is busting his balls, just joking on him. He's actually been threatened because $50,000 in that country, he would have been set for life. And now people are raising it or hazing him because he's going to be he's unfortunately 17 years old. He had to buy a motorcycle, become a taxi because he had to help support his family. And
they have motorcycles.
You know somebody's gonna pick up on this story and help him out.
Oh yes, he got $1,500 from the lady. The president of the country is meeting him, and he wants his goal to meeting the president, as he told the news, is to help him try to get the country to keep kids in school because he wants to go back and get his education, but he needs to help support his family.
Yeah,
because they're one of the poor. They've gone back to back civil wars, and in my head I'm thinking Jesus, this $50,000 to this kid legitimately would have probably cured any and all issues he had.
Yeah.
And in my head, $50,000 is a lot of money, but
that's still a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, it's not as life changing for in America.
Well, I guess it'd be the equivalent of the exchange rate. It'd be a lot more here.
No, I think it would. I think it was $50,000 US. But I'm thinking and then it popped in my head. I'm what would I do? And honestly, I don't know what I would do.
I wouldn't have stopped.
If they could prove it was that business, I'd give it back.
Yeah.
If not just some random person saying it was theirs, but if they could prove that was their money, I would give it back.
Sincerely, the first thought in my head is oh, you take this to the police.
I don't trust cops.
That's honestly where my head went.
Not in that country.
Not in that country, no.
I mean, if this was in the
US,
I would be there's
You're right, because if I find a wallet with a ton of cash in it, I was at UIC, I remember, and I was working out, and I get to a machine, and there's a wallet, and it's full of cash. Mm-hmm. And I didn't open and look at it. I just went right to the front desk and gave it to him.
Here's how big a fucking idiot I am. I found a wallet, and I was like, oh, I'll just drive and return it. It was somewhere on Foster. I ended up in Rosemont. Realized, I'm on the opposite. It's the same address, like
it says wallet.
East, basically. That's my fault, yeah. So I literally drive all the way to like give this guy back his wallet, and then he doesn't even answer the door, and I just leave it in the door. But I'm like, I should have just like returned it to a desk or something like that. But I was like, I gotta keep this and give it to the person.
That's right. Hey, but you know what though? How good? I'm sure that kid feels like $1 million.
I did the same thing with the cell phone I found at Northwestern.
Yeah, you told us about that one.
That one, I'm like,
where you had the meter at open, like, she wanted to be a real jerk and wanted to make
I remember this. Yeah.
I found I was at I went with Brian to this like backyard party for the end of Northwestern. It was like the end of their year, so it was this huge party. And I found an iPhone perfectly intact, just like mushed into the dirt. So I grabbed it, and it was locked. I couldn't do anything. But finally someone called, and I said, hey, can you let whoever owns this phone, text one of her friends, tell them I have this phone. Like, I'm trying to return it, but I can't unlock it, so you have to call me. And I went through this whole spiel, and then where we were, people started doing, like, cocaine. So I was like, all right, I'm going to bounce. And then I said, I'm going into the city. What do you want me to do? She's like, I think we're going to go into the city later, so I'll meet you out there. And then she's like pissed that later that night, she's like, I don't understand why I'm not going out to the city. I don't understand why you left it there. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I mean, dude started doing coke. So I was like, I didn't feel, I'm like, that's not my scene. So she's like, and I think she realized like how she was kind of being a jerk. But then, I got up early the next morning to give it to her.
Was she cute at least?
She wasn't cute. She wasn't nice. She didn't even offer to buy me a coffee. We met at the Starbucks, like right by.
I would have slammed the phone down and been like, you know what?
So not only did you, anyways.
Yeah,
it was a lot.
You didn't even get a pickle tickle.
The good old pickle tickle.
So yeah.
So Joe would definitely give the money.
Return the money.
Joe would definitely give the money. Chris,
I wouldn't even stop to get the money.
But okay, but let's say
Chris got that hold on money. You don't need no money, baby.
You walk outside here, you see $50,000 on the floor.
Equivalent of like life-changing money.
Let's say it's like $100,000
or just
$100,000.
I'm not Bill Gates, and I'm worth more than that. I'm not stopping to pick it up.
Stack of hundreds, like $1 million.
Damn, Chris, you went lazy.
Lazy ass bitch. I'm not picking it up.
I gotta pull over the car. I gotta get out of the car. I gotta walk 3 feet. Fuck that shit.
Okay, Pat.
Trying to find the person or returning it to him.
Chris looks at you. That's way too much.
If they could prove it was,
I'm not gonna do anything.
If someone could prove it was their money, I give it back to them.
Yeah, I would be in the same.
But you wouldn't find out. You wouldn't go out of your way to find this person.
But if I heard that story, I'd be like, okay, if there's money, I got it. All right.
Yeah, it'd be like the same thing where you got.
I also wouldn't go spend it.
And you turned it into a desk. I would just. I'm not doing the whole spiel.
I'm not gonna lie to you though. If I find a bag full of cash, I'm pocketing it.
I also don't think I'd spend it right away either.
I would sit on it. Because I would also I'd be a little nervous that it would be like drug money.
That would be my thought.
And I'd be like, hey, I just found it. I'm sorry. Here you go. I don't want any part of this.
There were 10 dead bodies around it. One bag. I grabbed it. No big deal, right, guys?
I'd also think I'm on some hidden camera show. I'd be like, there's no way this is real.
Some alternate.
Somebody's kicked in the nuts.
Somebody's watching me.
Okay, so second story that Joe definitely has not heard. So if you ever listen to the podcast, we do a segment where we give Joe the news that he's not, because Joe's just not.
I don't watch the news anymore.
Joe doesn't care about the world.
It's too sad.
So this one I thought was just kind of funny. It's not a huge one, but in Pine Grove, Illinois, there's
Pine Grove.
You know where that's at? Chris, give us a location on that one.
No clue.
West.
I really thought you had me there, bud.
I don't. I could tell you.
It sounds like something they
probably looked it up before.
All right, Pat's go northwest.
I was thinking like northwest.
I'm thinking more south, towards the Tennessee border.
I'm gonna go.
I didn't know the Chicago borders of Tennessee.
I'm gonna go somewhere out west toward like the Cal.
I don't know what I said, Pat. So I'm gonna let whatever you went with. I'm going with. So Pine Grove, Illinois, had 2 zebras escape.
Nice.
From there was a pumpkin farm, and had like a petting zoo.
Why are there zebras at a pumpkin zoo?
I saw a giraffe at an October.
Is it Pine Grove?
No, Pine Grove.
No, I see it here.
Yeah, Pine Grove, Illinois.
Oh, I guess Pine. Wait. Well, I did. Hold on.
Pine Grove is
Pingree Grove.
It's near Carpentersville.
It's
It is north. Yeah, it's far. It's
P-I-N-G-R-E-E. So I would,
past Elgin.
I got P-I-N-G-E-G-R-E-E.
So it's more west, or
Pingree Grove.
Pingree.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't write it down right, guys.
Pingree Grove.
It's past Elgin, so
No
I'm
worries.
northwest.
Anyways,
So
they got a couple of zebras.
Zebras that ran out, escaped for 7 hours, and they were running down and they were snarling traffic because we were like, "This is zebras."
That horse has straps.
They're like, "Is this Jumanji? Is Jumanji happening?"
Yeah.
What is going on right now? You know what's crazy? You know, in Jumanji they had those mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Those were exaggerated
Those
for
are
sure.
my backyard for sure.
No, they're exaggerated, but there are. No, it's not. I'm sorry, never mind. I was thinking there are mosquitoes. I just read a story about mosquitoes coming from China that got on board a shipment. There's supposedly a shipment from China that came over.
Just like they got on board.
Yeah.
Just like
But
COVID got out, came across the coast.
They're taking over in California, and they don't like most mosquitoes. Actually, are more attracted to birds. These are actually they want to go for humans, and they're more active in the fall.
These are them. Oh no, I guess.
And they'll bite you 5 times because they want it. They do like
they're enormous. They can suck all the blood.
Crazy. So, but I thought that's kind of funny. Can you imagine being in Illinois and you've seen a couple of zebras? You're like,
that would be trippy.
But in Texas, there's huge populations of zebras.
They got, what is it, in California, don't they? Like, I think, like, you can go down one of the highways, and on the side of the highway, you can see a wild bunch of zebras running.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, I mean, think about it this way. Look at the Tiger King. The craziest thing about the Tiger King was that there are more tigers in captivity in the U.S.
than there are a lot. Yeah.
They're actually in the world.
Wow.
There's a tiger that's native to China.
Yeah, it is. It's Gobert's pumpkin patch that happened by. That is in Pingaree, as Chris said.
Oh yeah, that's right. Where we went to. Gobert's is actually very fun. We've all been to Gobert's.
Nope.
Is that the one that we were at last year?
No, you've been to Gobert's though. That's the most typical when you're doing the fall thing in Illinois.
I don't have that problem.
Okay,
we're gonna work on that for you, Chris.
We're gonna work on that. Now you got time.
They're gonna be coming at you in waves, Chris, baby.
I'm not going Saturday. You're not gonna have anything left. Okay, so I thought that was kind of cool. Let's go with a 93-year-old man living on his own.
Yep.
Alabama.
Okay.
Taking a nap.
Love the start of this already.
Taking a little siesta on his couch. Midday siesta.
Is he wearing an American flag for pants and gets up and roundhouse kicks somebody to the face?
This man's got a lot of time in his hands.
Is this Chuck retirement?
Let the man speak.
This mother. Swear to God, Pat. I've seen you a lot lately. And
I don't like it.
And I don't like it.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another 5-minute break.
So, he's taking a siesta before his dinner.
Before his next siesta.
Before his next siesta, yeah. Second nap.
Here's a little wrestling in the kitchen. Goes in and grabs a weapon. They don't explain what the weapon is.
It's a gun.
Goes into the kitchen. Somebody has broken into his house and is stealing from his kitchen. Man, 93-year-old man says, not today, champ.
Not my house. This is my house.
Is he stealing food? Or
you think somebody wants to get a roundhouse kick to the face while I'm wearing these bad boys? Forget about it.
93-year-old man walks the dude outside, walks the door, calls the cops, and they pick the dude up and charge him with burglary. 93 years old. That's insane.
I mean,
wait, he just
I'm shocked that he got
walked. No, walked him out. Like, he's not gonna kill the dude. Walked the burglar out.
Okay, based on every news story in the last 6 months, the odds on this guy was gonna die.
He didn't use the words. But he had his gun in his hand.
They didn't say what the weapon was.
What was his pension hand?
What, man? What? You're 93 years old. This dude's got a baseball bat. Yeah, I'm taking the baseball bat. All Joe, right. He's got a 2x4 with a nail in it. I'm taking the 2x4 with a nail in it.
15 point
I'm going to take this to a dark place. This is something I saw on the thing. Kind of. Well, it's just like, it's messed up, is what it is. I saw this video of this week, a security guard at McDonald's. Like, these two guys were beating him up and, like, pushing him against the window, and he finally got his gun out. And then people, what bothered me is then people started to scream. Like, some lady yelled, "Oh, no!" And it's like, he didn't shoot anyone. It's like one of those situations where, everybody walks away. But it's like, nobody worried about this older man. He's probably, like, in his 50s. Maybe, I wouldn't be surprised if he was, like, a retired cop.
Yeah.
And He was getting beat up. Nobody said anything. All of a sudden, he pulls out his gun. Oh no! It's like, what do you expect to like?
No.
Why would you?
Fucking McDonald's are you at?
No, I
didn't.
I didn't see this.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying. What?
It was in the city. It was in the city. It was next to some train station because you can see that. Yeah, because you can see that like green, like thing, especially downtown, like right by DePaul. There, you know how they have those green style.
You know, look, this is gonna sound really bad, and I'm almost taking it to the spot, but when I used to work at Bed Bath & Beyond when I was 16 years old, there was a group that would come into the Bed Bath & Beyond once every 3 months, and they would steal a Dyson vacuum. And at that point, it was $400.
Why did they just lock the thing on, man?
Well, they did, but then
like how would they run in or would they
walk
walk
in? Shopping
in?
cart. They would take and they had it down to a science. They'd get in the shopping cart. It was just a normal looking couple. They and it would be a different couple every time. They would be like, "Hey, I want to buy this Dyson," and they look like a normal couple. So they would put it in the shopping cart and they would walk it they'd have it in the shopping cart. Then they'd put the shopping cart to the side, and the guy would come in, grab the shopping cart, and he knew where to go to the stock room, and then right through the exit. And he repeatedly did this.
It's only an inside job to me.
The
People in the garage letting these Dysons walk off the floor.
Peter clotheslined one of them.
The Norwich police would laugh at the Bed Bath & Beyond because they would just repeatedly do this. But I remember my manager specifically telling me, he's like, in the 60s and 70s, there used to be a lot of looting. You know how they stopped the looting? They put signs up. Looters will be shot on the spot.
Yeah.
And that's how it ended. And then, because people were, and I don't know if that's right or wrong, but that's what stopped the looting.
I think that's like a thing today, though. It's like, how do you hear about all this crime? It's like, what do you do?
Yeah,
winging people or are you shooting to kill? Like, what's the difference here?
Well, listen. They always say if you're going to use a gun, expect you're going to take a life because.
You're right. I don't know if that's the right answer. I'm just saying, but I remember thinking in my head, I'm like, that's kind of crazy.
Cops are trained to shoot.
But then this guy's
that's a different era.
Yeah. But then also I'm thinking,
Different
like, this guy's walked away with, like, 6 Dysons at this point. Like, what do you do? Because nobody notices him until
maybe lock this the exit to the storeroom.
Or maybe bring him, or that's true, too.
When I worked at a bank, they literally gave you training on what to do if you get robbed.
Oh, yeah. And which is, no, when you were a cash register person,
just cry and pray to God.
No, they're like, just give it, don't worry about it. Just give him everything.
Well, for us, we had, like, thousands of dollars in a drawer. So they were like, okay, give him the dye packet. Don't give him any big bills. If he doesn't ask for anything, don't do anything he doesn't ask.
Yeah.
But also don't give him money.
How
are you supposed to, like...
What if he says no dye pack? Do you still give the dye pack?
Oh, man.
Here's the thing. You're making $10 an hour.
Yeah, I was like, you don't want the dye pack? I'm not going to give you the dye pack.
I'll tell you what.
I know they're telling me one thing. Yeah, but he trumps that.
He's like, let me tell you what the policy is. They want to give you this money. I'm going to give you these hundreds right here. These are the good ones.
Listen. That's a state law. That's a state law. He's talking life laws. Yeah. And I'm like, nah.
$10 an hour, I'm going to give you the hundreds, buddy.
Yeah.
I used to love...
I started them off at the quarters and be like, or the pennies. And be like, here are the pennies real quick.
Yeah.
And make sure you get all the money.
If you just...
Listen, Punch, just give me the 20s. Nah, I'm going to give you the pennies first.
You're going to like it. You're going to hail the strip club later.
I have a ridiculous story about a bunch of them getting robbed and, like, our experience with that.
Yeah, TFCs were getting hit left and right.
We were working at a TCF. I was working at a TCF bank in one of the jewels, and the jewels, the one on like Manheim and Franklin, and he was robbing them, in a line, like So they called the branch manager, and they go, "Hey, listen,
you're next.
There's a chance you may be getting robbed," and we're like. What do you? It's literally like one of those ones. Like it's like, okay, we're about to get robbed. It's like, we're about to get. Like, why are we?
Call police.
Why are we still here? And they go, well, they already informed the police, and the police have set up a station that he's doing this in a line, so they're setting up to pick. I was like, why don't they just grab him at the? Why does he have to come here? Like, if we think he's gonna come here, why is he coming? He's coming here. Why are the cops?
Joe, this is a dumb idea. This is a really dumb idea.
Cops are like 2 down from us.
And I was like 17 years old being like, hey, this sounds really effing dumb. I don't want to die.
They're like, you're number 4 in line, but we're going to stop him around number 6. And we're like, why?
Because if he gets to a threshold of steal, he gets to go for jail longer. Yeah. That's what it,
And then they pull a bank meeting at the store that Joe works at, and they're like, Joe, you're low man on the totem pole. You're going to deal with this.
You're going to die.
Joe, you're on catch your duty today.
You're sitting at the front. you're gonna be the one lone register, and we're all just gonna be sitting back here counting the money.
Joe's like, I got a check-in and the savings, and I'm not sure how this works, but I'm gonna fucking leave.
And for that reason, I'm out.
Yeah.
Joe, you're gonna deal with the bank robber.
So Joe, did you get Brad robbed or no?
No, thankfully it didn't. But for 2 hours, we were just sitting in like, that's not an exaggeration. I was sweating because I was like, they said he was armed, he had a gun. So I'm just expecting some guy to walk. We're right by the entrance.
That is so dumb. You're right. That is,
think
about it out right now.
I would have left.
Just close. Just close. Call it a day.
I was like, why not just, why not?
We're not making any money.
Why not just shut down? Shut down until he's caught.
Yeah, not worth your life.
Like for the safety of
That's so dumb. Think about it.
I was like,
sweating for 2 hours. And then they go, we get a call like 2 hours later, and they go, oh, he was caught 15 minutes later. It's like, we were stressing the fuck out for 2 hours. And he got caught 10 minutes after that. You didn't tell us?
You could help a brother out?
Joe's getting all amped up to go golden gloves on his ass. Joe's like, I'm going to box this.
Oh, my God.
I'll take him down the fucking macaroni aisle.
When I used to work in Walgreens, these old ladies, they would be so, like, if anybody tried to steal anything, they would be in these people's faces, like, I see you stealing, like screaming at them, walking them out.
Are these people, I'm assuming these people are working, right? Safe to say these older
ladies. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, the ladies I worked with, the older ladies, because they're always older ladies, would, like, terrorize people who would come in and try to steal. And I would laugh. I would get as far away.
As Peter's pocketed some candy bars in his pocket.
I would walk away. I would get as far away as I could. I don't give a crap about this. You have no idea what this lady. If this lady's capable of walking into this store and just starting, like I saw so many people stealing things, and I'd be like, "Come on, bud," and then they would look at me. We'd look at each other, and then he would leave, and I wouldn't. I'd be like, "All right, well, it is what it is."
I remember a couple times working at Duel. I remember 2 times he got really physical. Like, they literally tackled the guy. His shirt was getting torn off. And then when I was working at Kmart, one lady was starting to get arrested, and she pissed herself.
Wow.
Oh, no.
That was a deterrent.
She was in handcuffs, and this is bullshit. I didn't steal it. They're, like, pulling stuff out of her hoodie. And she was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And they're like, ma'am, you're not gonna go to the bathroom. We gotta, record all. And she just started peeing on the chair. And it was like, oh, my God.
That takes some commitment though.
I was like, I could never do that.
I had the one at Jewel, like I
because
you
can't pee in a normal bathroom, Joe.
My one manager, like he literally stopped some guy in like the middle of the aisle, like he was like grabbing a whole bunch of crap and trying to dart out. He stopped him in the middle of the aisle, and I was coming off break, and I'm going down the aisle. I see him, I'm like, what the hell is going on? And this is bigger Chris, and like 20-year-old Chris, and like, hey, and like. My boss stopped, that guy stopped. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? He's like, oh. And he just kind of like put everything down and walked out. I'm like, okay, cool, awesome. I'm like, I talked to my boss, like, that guy was trying to just jack a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, what the fuck you doing? They told us not to stop anybody that was trying to steal.
Yeah, exactly. Because, there's countless stories of idiots who are in the, like, CVS who will, like, put people in chokeholds and accidentally kill people. Or they try to stop people and then they get fired. Like it's like it's the dumbest thing. But yeah, that's insane.
I'm gonna have to try. You're gonna have to try the pee in your pants defense, Joe. The next time you're in.
It's not a bad defense.
I've had a couple. Like every job I've had.
You sound. Yeah.
I once found a guy with a counterfeit bill, and the FBI literally came the next day asking about this guy. It was like, oh my gosh, it was a 20. And I lifted it up and it had Abraham Lincoln on the head. And I was like, can you wait a minute? I was like, I'm gonna get, put the money down, and I was like, I'm gonna get your order. Got that, and like, I was like, told my boss, I was like, hey, I got a counterfeit bill. I don't know what to do. She's like, well, I guess we're gonna call the cops. And I was like, all right, just kind of told her that real quick. Got the guy's order, and I go, do you want me to take the bill? She goes, no, don't take the bill. I was like, what do you want me to do? Tell him this, like, she goes, just tell him. Tell him you need time. And I was like, all right. So I dilly-dallied for a minute, and then he's like, hey, man, are you going to cash me out or what? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And I did it up, and I was like, hey, man, this has Abraham Lincoln on it. Like an idiot. I shouldn't have done it. I should have just given him the change. And he's like, oh, that's so weird. I just got that from the bank. I'm going to go back to my car. My wife's waiting in there. I'm going to get my wallet, and I'll come back. And you just never go back.
So I've had 2 things happen to me. One time, it was, I didn't even register this person was trying, but I worked at the pharmacy, and somebody gave me a script with 150 Vicodin. Like, and I was like, I just typed it in. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Just do it in there. I didn't think about it at all.
Yeah.
150 Vicodin.
You don't know.
Man, this person must be mental pain.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
That is
You're not.
ton of pain.
I didn't think about 150.
Street
like,
value of that pita is in the thousands.
And then the pharmacist that was working that day came behind Peter, slapped him in the back of the head.
Like they're like, look at that. I was like, oh yeah, this person must be in a lot of pain. They're like, look at it again. I'm like, what do you? I don't get it.
It says Vicodin 150. What do you want me to say here?
150, Peter. Do you ever see 150 Vicodin? I was like, I guess that's not. And then the lady goes there and like, so she calls the cops, and that lady realized that the pharmacist realized.
Yeah.
She thought she was like, oh, I'm gonna get 150 Vicodin.
Yeah.
That lady trucked it out of
But
me.
if she had got it from you, you'd have seen that lady every single day.
Oh yeah. That was one, and I'll never forget. I'm like, wow, I'm an idiot.
No, you just don't care.
No, yeah. The other one was, that's exactly it. The other one was, I was at the register, and I wasn't working it, but this lady was working there. And this dude came in, this guy was such a scumbag. He came in, he bought like a piece of candy, like bought candy.
Okay.
Walks out, comes back in with another receipt, and says, hey, I think I left my cigarettes here. And the cashier was like, nah, you didn't buy any. You just bought candy. He's like, no, look at my register. Look at my receipt. And it was kind of close and time-wise, and like the manager did not know what to do.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to give you these, but if you try this ever again here, you're done.
Yeah.
Dude was in every other day trying to like scam something. Then he got arrested. I saw him like he got arrested.
Yeah.
Because he tried to scam the bank like that.
Oh, wow.
It was insane, but that was their whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Some people can do that really well. Just It's a whole game.
It's all about just being as nonchalant as possible and just not making you think about it.
Yep. It's like Max. If he would put that effort that he puts into fantasy football into anything else,
Oh my gosh.
he'd be a gazillionaire.
If
That guy put it into anything else.
he could run the country.
All right, we're gonna make this. I'm sure we're going pretty long here.
Yeah, we're at 1 hour right now.
Woo, baby. So
We're still gonna Joe C. Lock of the century.
Yes.
For the week.
Yeah.
And Chris got some Tig Ol
I
Bitties.
have one or two maybe.
Okay, good, because we need to go the opposite and make some money.
Heyo.
Your boy's a little down. I thought this was kind of funny. The man was so tired of hearing his wife's complaining about which side is hot. Like, this guy was from some European country.
Okay.
And he bought this house for him and his wife and his 3 children. And originally his wife wanted to see the sunrise come up. So he reconfigured the whole house, electric and everything, so that his wife could see the
sun.
Yeah, could see the sun.
Sunrise.
Then she complained, so then her last son, like the last person who lived in there, got married and was about to leave, and the father's like, hey, do you want the upstairs? We'll take the bottom. He's like, okay, cool. His wife, now they had to come downstairs, and she wanted to be able to see people coming to her front door. So he's like, this lady's nuts. And so instead of like just reconfiguring the whole thing, no, he built the house, put the house up, and it rotates. So however she wants to feel that day, the house can go anywhere.
I feel like a divorce would have been cheaper.
And this guy has no college education, and just
he built it to do that?
Yep.
Wow.
I thought he
engineered it.
I just kind of assumed that he
gotta be a tiny
was
house, right?
very rich and
Kind of like
paid people to do this.
a ranch.
Wow.
He put it on some military like tracks,
Uh-huh.
and she spins it however she wants.
Wow.
You gotta imagine there's probably not indoor plumbing
The
though.
amount of effort for
Yeah,
that.
that's got to be
The amount of effort for that.
Well, listen. Now, is there anything he says he did it for love. In my head, I heard she was nagging the crap out of him.
That's wild.
But is there, think about if that was truly for love. Like, that's kind of, like, that's...
L for love.
I thought that was kind of crazy.
Dude, better have a seriously good sex.
Okay, so do we want to jump? We can end on 2 good stories. I got 2 good,
Pick the better one. Let's move on.
No.
Stories?
Yeah, feel good stories. But let's get some Tig Ol Bitties in here, baby. Chris McGraw, I haven't heard from you, baby.
That's what people want to hear.
Can I get another burp real quick?
No, I don't got it in me right now.
Just chug a bunch of Coors Light, bye.
I finished all my Coors Light.
Is there Tig Ol Bitties says the Bears can somehow cover or win this game tomorrow? Win this game against Green Bay.
One of my Tig Ol Bitties is for the Bears game. There's actually 2 of them for the Bears game.
Can you say it with a little more energy?
Aaron Rodgers is 10-3 against the spread, and outright in his career on the road against Chicago.
It's because the Bears sucked.
That's the only team he will not play for. He said that,
really,
because he's gonna be.
He's not going to like Jacksonville. He's not going to a lot of teams. Let's be honest.
Well, but he said the one team he doesn't want to go to is the Chicago Bears.
You think
is that
due to his,
what do we need him for? We have Justin Fields, the greatest quarterback ever.
Top 12 Super Bowls. Green Bay has covered the past 4 meetings against the Bears.
Of course they have.
Okay, so we're gonna parlay the Green Bay over the Bears.
What is the current point spread right now?
4.5.
That's it.
That's information you need. Look at this guy. When you ask questions, you ask me questions. I got nothing.
Yeah.
This guy's got everything.
That's why I ask Chris questions, not you.
So
no, you ask me and I tell you the same thing. Pat, don't ask questions.
So supposedly the Rams are a 9.5 point favorite, but all the Tig Ol Bitties are about them being a double-digit favorite. So double-digit favorites are 5-2 against the spread this season.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I know.
Meaning they
win. So 5-2 means they've won 5 out of 7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's a great one. Last season, or the last time Los Angeles was a double-digit favorite, it lost outright as a 17-point favorite against the New York Jets last season. So they're playing the Giants, and they lost to the Jets
one question.
in the same stadium.
Is the draft neck starting this week for them?
No. I'm not sure. Daniel Jones says...
They don't have Barkley.
Yeah, but I think not having Glennon start for your team is a pretty much...
it's probably...
I'm not here to lose for 2 touchdowns.
That's
probably.
true.
And then my favorite one that I brought up a shit ton last year...
Shit ton.
That Peter never... or the only time Peter ever took, we lost, is Tennessee has gone 15-5-1 to the over since the start of the last season.
Wow.
The over is 24-6-1 in the regular season, and Ryan Tannehill starts since he joined the Tennessee Titans.
What's over on there right now?
They're playing the Bills.
Let me take a look.
Okay. And Joe, you've been looking at that lock of the century of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Presented by DLM Tax.
Is now a good time to go?
Please.
Do it.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Do it.
The over-under is 54.
I'd take the over on that. Buffalo probably scored 30 by themselves.
All right. I'm going to give this a double.
Double lock of the century?
Oh, we got 2.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm getting bold again, but I feel like these are 2.
Oh. Spoil me here.
Yeah.
Give the people what they want to hear, Joseph.
So, LA's going to beat New York. That's
a lot. Take it to the bank, baby.
Yeah. And then I think Kansas City will beat Washington football team.
Oh, the Joe C. lock of the century of the week is the Los Angeles St. Louis Rams and the Kansas City Chiefs against the Washington football team.
I love the Los Angeles St. Louis Rams.
They were. That's an
I always call them.
I know.
Oh, I still call them St. Louis. Like every time Pat's like, I'm like, Pat's like, hey, what's going on with the Chargers? I'm like, oh, San Diego's playing. He's like, you mean Los Angeles? I'm like,
yeah, I say San Diego a lot too.
Yeah.
They should say San Diego.
I always think about them in the Super Bowl with Kurt Warner winning. That was like the most memorable Super Bowl.
They almost lost that one.
Yeah.
I know it was like a. I remember it was a.
What
do they call it?
Well, we don't know if they almost lost, but the Tennessee almost had a chance to tie with
Okay, can we go over this again? What was the lock?
So the Joe C. lock of the century of the week.
Literally,
Locks, actually. Locks.
LA and Kansas City.
The Rams over the G-Men and the Chiefs over the Washington football
That was
team.
good. You guys Tig Ol Bitties and the lock of the Rams. I like it. I like it a
Here's the
lot.
thing: 54 points. I got burned by 53 yesterday. I would go with the under. I'm thinking the under.
I'm gonna go. Buffalo's gonna score 30 low in that game.
You think is Tennessee's defense that bad?
Yes.
Okay.
But the question is, can they score enough points to actually get it to 50?
To make your card, yeah.
I was
so last night, Joe, on the or the Thursday night game, I had the 53. It was 53 was the over under. Tampa Bay versus Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And it got to in the first quarter they had 30 points already.
Oh wow.
I'm thinking I'm golden.
So you had
I'm sorry.
You had 28.
28.
And you had
First
the
quarter.
over.
or
And
like
the over.
21 or
Okay.
something, yeah.
No, yeah, 21. The first quarter 21.
And by halftime they had what, like 35?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling really good. Feeling real good.
Pepsi's feeling real good.
Pepsi. You can't be sleeping on us, baby. I'll tell a story after that in a second. But so feeling really good. We get to the fourth quarter. It's a little harrowing because Tampa Bay is not doing their part anymore. So
Tom Brady is fucking around too much again.
Yes, having too much fun. We get to Philadelphia. It's 50 points, Joe, with 3 minutes left.
Oh.
The Giants or the Bucks have the ball because Philadelphia just scored. It's 28-22. They even went for a 2-point conversion
And got it.
So wait. Who's 28?
Tampa Bay's winning by 28.
Okay.
Philadelphia's got 22. Tampa
Got
Bay's
it.
getting the ball back. Philadelphia has to make a stop.
Got it.
Tampa Bay trucks it down the field.
Yep.
It gets on the 2 minutes. They're on the 1 yard line.
Oh my God. So you would think, oh, thank God, I'm going to get this over.
They're either going to hit a field goal or they're going to score a touchdown, and I got this. And they run out the clock.
Kneel the ball.
50 points was the score.
Well, Tom Brady clearly had the under. He's like, I'll feed him a
Dude,
drop.
who on that team had the under? Jesus. Why would you not try? I don't know about football.
Because you played to win the game, Joseph. You can end the game.
And they won the game.
I'm sitting there. It's midnight. I'm exhausted, and I just kept thinking,
I won this tournament.
I feel like even kicking it would be better because then you're not like really putting anyone in danger. I don't know.
They won the game. It is what it is. Is
that the normal play for a lot of teams? Like
because they just the Philadelphia didn't hold their timeouts well enough, so
depends if he got the over under. The coach got.
That's just. Yeah.
This year's football, I think this year's football has been great. It's been kind of all over the place. I think it'll be a crapshoot to wherever it ends.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really a lock anywhere.
I currently hate the Baltimore Ravens quite a bit.
Oh yeah. So we'll end this. This has been a fun one. We'll end this fun podcast. I just had 2 cool feel good stories. One being there's a new. And I thought because we drive a lot in traffic, and one of the biggest things in Chicago, it always feels like it's construction season. They're always doing asphalt, yada, yada, yada. They've actually got a new asphalt treatment that lowers the temperature because the biggest issue is when the asphalt heats up too hot and then you're driving on it. That's what breaks it up.
Yeah.
And they've got a new treatment that lowers the temperature, helps eliminate pollutants, and preserves the life of the asphalt for longer.
3 times as much, probably.
I don't know what it does. The problem is, I think that's awesome because we need. I don't know. Did you guys see William Shatner went up into space?
Yep.
Came down. He's just bawling his eyes out, and they're like, "Why are you upset?" He's like, "You look at Earth, and you're like, we're destroying this thing. Like you just know we're destroying this." And he's like, "If we don't stop now, you're not gonna. This is it. Our great grandchildren won't have anything left."
Wow.
And that's like he's
a powerful statement. I feel like.
And he's usually very.
But he said it like this, so it doesn't sound as cool.
Pat.
Way to ruin it.
But that's okay because we didn't want to leave it. And then the last one, I thought I saw this twice. Is a elk had unfortunately in the woods got a tire stuck around its neck.
Oh, I heard about this.
And for 2 years, this elk was huge, and it had a 40-pound tire on its neck.
Wow!
It couldn't catch it.
Must have had some great traps.
Elk had traps for days.
Oh, yeah. No days off, no gym days off.
Yeah.
Doing just neck curls. They finally were able to tranquilize it and get that the tire off. They couldn't cut it. The tire was so heavy they couldn't cut it, so they had to cut the poor antlers off the elk. So its mating season was over at that point. But they were able. If they didn't do it now, it would have been it.
Wait, they couldn't cut a tire?
No, they could not cut that tire.
A lot of tire. I don't know if you know this. A lot of tire has like a metal.
It's like a seal.
You got saws out there, baby.
Yeah, and then you cut the jugular, and it's all
I'm sure
over.
There's like a safety thing too of the animal, so you can't come in with anything too heavy.
Can't come in too hot, baby.
But now this poor elk wakes up.
Pat, why are you trying to ruin this damn story,
Pat,
you stupid bitch?
This elk is walking.
Let him know, Pat.
For the first time in his life, with its head held high, and there ain't nothing you can say to ruin it.
He knows that 2 years of traps, workouts, with that tire around his neck is going to make him a better deer, elk, whatever. Bye!